and Bubba Show. We're back. A lot to do on the program going forward. Calvin Speedy Wilbur and the real Greg Burgess and Helmsy are all here for the hour. Also, Eddie Van Adler, TV producer. You can see us there on the Heartland Network if you have that, or watch on Ustream. He is here. Also, King Speech and Samuel Jacksonville are taking your phone calls at 866-WE-BE-BIG. And welcome back, Bill Bubba Bussey. Bubba, how you doing?
Rick, glad to be here. Thank all of you for being part of the Rick and Bubba family. And wow, we got a busy hour.
If you look ahead about things that are coming up, and we'll put this in show notes if it's not already there at rickandbubba.com, a number of appearances probably all over the country with Jessa Duggar, but the Southern Women's Show is coming to the Birmingham, Alabama area coming up next weekend, and her appearance will be on Saturday, October the 10th, 2 p.m. at the Southern Women's Show. She'll be talking about a number of things going on in her life, like marriage, obviously her faith. Her baby is due very soon, which is like maybe even during this interview, being a first-time mom. And she'll also be talking about wedding planning and first year of marriage, some things that will benefit young women and women of all ages at the Southern Women's Show next weekend, Birmingham, Alabama. And Jessa Duggar has been kind enough to join us today. Jessa, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, glad to hear that. We were trying to remember you guys in the last presidential election. Was it the last one or the one before?
I think it was the last one.
And Governor Huckabee is on, by the way, later in the show today, the same day you're on. You guys were out, trying to help his campaign. And
Santorum.
Was it Santorum?
Santorum.
It was Santorum. You're right. It was Santorum, not Huckabee. And you guys came to the studio. Were you part of that? Because there's so many of you. We knew
we were confused.
We knew some of the girls were here. Were you one of those that came to our studio that day? Do you remember?
I may have been there. I know we traveled all over a lot of the southern states and campaigning for Mr. Santorum. So it was fun.
Yeah. So anyway, well, obviously I listed some of the things that we'll talk about today, and I know obviously, and we won't spend a lot of time on this because I know it's difficult. You guys have been through a lot lately. How is the family, and how are you doing?
Well, everybody's doing well. Just pull together. We're actually closer than we've ever been. Just relying on the Lord, and God is good all the time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like I say, we all, none of us get through this unscathed. And we've talked about that a lot when Jesus said that in this world you will face tribulation. I think sometimes we forget that he says will, not you might. But remember when you do that I've overcome the world. And that really is the answer, no matter what you guys are facing. And a lot of people around the country, I know you guys have. There's been a lot of people that wanted to see your family fall because they felt convicted by the way you lived your lives. And then there's others. Always remember, though, there's a lot of people been praying for you guys as well. And I know y'all seen that. Y'all seen that.
We felt so blessed by all the outreach of love and prayers and support from people. It's been amazing.
Did you find it strange that America enjoyed watching your family almost like it was some oddity? It wasn't to us because we reflect your values, but maybe in the size of your family that America was just locked into what you guys did every day. Was that kind of strange?
It was a pretty amazing thing that people tuned in for all the years, to watching us grow up, watching just daily things like doing the laundry and the dishes and all that, and how do they keep up and all that. But really, I know that central to the show was definitely our faith in God, and I think that was the biggest attraction that was fascinating to people. And so, for our prayer, that God will use that to draw many people to Himself.
Well, and on that note, you're newly married. You have your first baby that literally could happen any day now. So living the way you guys did, with so many siblings, and the family, of course, had to be organized. And I remember your dad telling me when you guys were here, I said, your kids seem to be very well behaved in a radio studio. And he said, well, when you have this many, there's no other choice. If it turns into chaos, then we're going to have our hands full. But how has that helped you as far as now being a wife? And now I don't think you're probably all that intimidated by having to watch one baby, are you?
Well, definitely it's different when it's your own. I'm thinking, man, this is going to be quite different for me. Of course, I've babysat before and I've changed diapers, but still, when it's your own, it's full-time responsibility on you, you know. So it's gonna be different, but it'll be exciting. I know that I've had wonderful examples to look up to in my parents and my mom especially. Just I've been like sitting here thinking like, what are some things that I've seen in her life? Like she's so patient. That's one thing that everybody says about her. Like, how is she so calm? Like, doesn't matter what's going on. Like, she's always so calm, so patient, so sweet, loving. Like her voice, you know, raises her voice. So there's some things that I'm just like, God, give me the grace to be even half as good a mom as my mom's been, because she's just an amazing woman. She's like my role model.
Yeah, she seemed to have it all together, and it really bothered, I guess, some of us parents that maybe had one or two kids that we couldn't do better. You know,
Yeah.
it was concerning.
Well, you know what? People ask her, what's your secret? What's your secret or so? And she'd always just say, you know, it's only by God's grace. You just have to cry out to him daily and ask him to give you that strength to take whatever comes that day and to be loving and patient. And, yeah, that's the key.
You know, a lot of times people say, you know, when they take on marriage, one of the first things they talk about, and I always tell other people, and it does take some getting accustomed to, is that the spouse is now always there. I mean, it's like, but I would think for you,
Ben never goes home now.
I would think for you, you now have more privacy than you've ever had in your whole life.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we have had a downfall here of not filming and stuff, but that's picking back up now since we're doing these specials. So, yeah, but it's not too crazy. Like, really, our crew's like family. They've been around for a very long time since the show started, since the early documentaries 12 or 13 years ago. So they're awesome.
Jess, I got to know this. I know for a while you were not revealing the sex of your baby. Are you still keeping that a secret?
Yes, sir. We're still keeping it a secret. So far, we haven't told anybody, so we're trying to be super careful. It's so hard to not say he or she, him or her. You know, if I go to the store, I can't stare at boys or baby clothes. I just, you know, everything's gender neutral.
Jessa, I don't want to brag, but Rick and I have a talent.
We do.
Predicting the sex of a baby. Do you mind if we take a shot at this? And you don't have to tell us
You
if
don't
we
have
got
to
it
tell
right or
us.
not, but we would like to go on the record.
You don't have to tell us.
But now we have a series of questions, and you have to answer them honestly. Can
Yeah,
Would you do that?
She thinks y'all are kidding.
Yeah, well, no,
but it's
and
real.
it's
No. We're like 98% accurate.
98%.
And this is science.
And you do not have to say whether we're. Do you know the gender of your baby? Though y'all do know.
My husband and I know.
Okay, all right. So you don't have to reveal it, but we want to. We'll all see for ourselves if Rick and Bubba were right. But how you react, we will see. So the questions that we ask involve your husband, because we do know that in the science of it all, it is the husband that is the reason the baby is male or female. And so then we must study the
Jessica,
husband.
this is science. Now don't be
This is
laughing.
this
This
is
is serious
science.
business.
And we're not going to do anything that off color. It's nothing like that. There'll be some personal questions, but it's among married people, and but nothing you would be uncomfortable with. So,
Do you mind if we take a shot at this?
Go for it.
okay. All right. So tell us what your husband does for a living. What kind of job does he have?
He works for my dad in a real estate business. It's 5 generations, so
Wow. Does he?
all
Does
the
he?
kids are the 5th generation.
Yeah, does he sweat on his job, or does he work at a desk?
Yeah. Is he a suit and tie guy at a desk?
Or is he out there fixing and working on things?
No, he's doing the manual labor.
Okay.
Because
All right.
he's sweating. Okay,
All right, so
that's
that's
key.
important.
That's
That's
key.
important.
That's
That's
key.
important. All right. Would you say that? And this is just asking, his undergarments, are they briefs? Are they boxers? Are they the boxer briefs? Commando? What does your husband normally do when it comes to his underwear?
He's got a whole variety.
Oh, so it could be based on the day. He might be briefs. He might be
based on
boxer.
the day.
Okay, well that's going to make it a little tougher. All right, so
just again, I know this sounds a little personal, but this is all part of the process here. The hair on your legs, is it growing more or less, or about the same?
More or less.
Is it more or is it less
or about the same?
or about the same since you've become pregnant?
Oh, the same.
Okay, no change there.
Nope.
This is the biggie right here.
Yeah,
the finale.
This is really important.
From 6 months on, like right now, what are your cravings? Are they more salty or more sweet?
I don't really know that I've had like legit cravings. I think pretty much anything that I'm in the mood for, I just excuse it as baby wants this or baby wants that. But like, I don't really know if it's legit cravings.
Well, yeah, would
But
you
like-
rather
well,
have
I'm a
donuts? Would you rather have donuts right now
Or potato
or
chips?
potato chips?
I'd probably rather have ice cream.
All right, that's
Oh,
the sweet.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
It is very interesting, and you have not been easy, by the way, to get this done.
Yeah.
So we have hair on legs about the same. Her husband wears a variety of undergarments.
He sweats.
He sweats, and she's craving sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
We think you're having a little boy.
Well, that's a pretty good guess. There's a 50-50 chance you're right.
That's good. You got to let us know.
Oh, I'm sure all we'll have to do is tune in to any TV set. We'll know.
yeah. Well, thanks for taking time to be with us. And I mentioned the stuff that I pretty much take care of it. You'll be talking about at the Southern Women's Show next weekend. You'll talk about marriage, obviously your faith, the baby. Hopefully you make it next weekend. And also for people that are planning a wedding, you'll be able to talk about that. And for those that may be about to get married, you can talk about what it's like to be a newlywed.
It'll be fun.
So that's all the stuff you'll be covering. All right, so you can get all the information about that at rickandbubba.com in show notes, and go give her a warm welcome. And if you're not going to be in the Birmingham area, you can go to the website there for Jessa as well, and you'll see all the different places she'll be appearing in other cities that can be seen or heard by the Rick and
I think
here on the
she's
Rick
shocked
Show.
you got it right, Rick.
Yeah, thanks, Jessa. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, we'll be right back. More Rick and Bubba right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.